morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today, I'm here to tell you about a big change that the Pokémon Center have gone and made over in Japan, which is a very good thing, and a very big deal indeed. I know! I'm excited too. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I've told you for a while now, the Pokémon TCG over on the Pokémon Center over in Japan, they have been basically doing everything on a lottery basis. And that shouldn't really surprise anyone, okay? Because boxes in Japan, they are literally too popular. Like, very literally too popular. They physically cannot print enough to satisfy demand, so what they're doing here is selling them by a lottery system. We've seen this for a while. Scarlet and Violet were done on a lottery system, so yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. But you see, we're coming up here to the release of Snow Hazard and Clayburst. And Snow Hazard is probably going to be fairly popular, I think that's fair to say. But Clayburst is going to go absolutely derm. And the reason that Clayburst is going to go absolutely derm is because of Iono. Very simply. I'm also a huge fan of the Terra Fortress I showed you yesterday or the day before. But it's Iono that's going to make things go dumb. And yes, there is going to be a full art. We get a full art of all the supporters nowadays. And I suppose I cannot guarantee that there's going to be a special art rare of Iono. But come on, ladies and gentlemen, there is clearly and obviously going to be a special art rare of Iono. It's going to happen. And Dendro was a little bit crazy in terms of price. And Miriam was a little bit crazy in price. And Iono is going to beat them. Because the big difference between Miriam and Dendro and Iono is that Iono is actually a very popular character from the game, whereas neither Dendro nor Miriam really were. And the thing is, Pokemon have kind of taken this to heart, and they have made a big change. And if you're a fan of Japanese cards, whether you are a player over in Japan or a fan over in Japan, or you're somebody like me that's been collecting Japanese cards for years, I ain't no bandwagon jumper, ladies and gentlemen, I've been on this train for years, things have gotten an awful lot easier. Because you see, well, no, that's a lie, but things have gotten a lot better, okay? Because the thing is, right, we saw that the lottery went up. Like the lottery always goes up. And I went, oh, that's cool. This makes me happy. The lottery's gone up. I'll go and enter the lottery. And I didn't really think too much of it, because this happened while I was in Utrecht casting the special event this past weekend. So I entered the free lotteries, more of which I had in a minute, and then kind of went on with my day and didn't think much more about it. And then I thought, well, hang on a second. You know, it would be nice if I knew, you know, when I would hear about this. It would be nice to have some indication of when I would find out if I was successful or not. So I went and had a little bit of a gander. And would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen, but a big change has happened. Because you see, there are actually 2 dates for when these boxes are going to be made available. There are 2 dates when you're going to hear about whether you won the lottery or not, and that is a huge, huge change. So if we have a little bit of a look here, it says scheduled delivery date A from April the 14th, and scheduled delivery date B from April the 28th, 2 weeks later. And then in terms of the dates for the announcement, if you get delivery date A, you will know after April the 5th. If you get delivery date B, you will hear after April the 19th. If you are unsuccessful, you will also get an email after April the 19th telling you you're unsuccessful. Unlike the Amazon lotteries, which I've still never won, when it comes to the Pokemon Center lotteries, you are told one way or t'other. If you do win the lottery, you're told. If you don't win the lottery, you're told. So you don't have to sit around kind of hoping. You will find out one way or the other whether you are successful. Which is kind of cool. Actually, as a side note here, they've actually gone and put, because they do this thing on the Pokemon Center for all of their products, they put like the main Pokemon in the top right hand corner, so you can essentially click them and it will take you to all of the products featuring that Pokemon. And here they've put Ting Lu, which makes sense. We've been shown that Ting Lu is one of the EXs in the set, and honestly could well be the best EX in the set. It's the one that turns off abilities of non-EX Pokemon that have damage counters on. It's really quite good. And then you can see Mousehold, but having Mousehold there makes perfect sense. We know we're getting a new Mousehold in the set. But then we've got Bellibolt. Now, as I've told you before, right, Bellibolt was literally on the front of the box, front of the booster pack. And we have now seen that image off of a flyer, which is way too small to read. But it's kind of weird that Pokemon are confirming the Bellibolt before they've actually shown it off. And obviously here, right, if we go and have a look at Snow Hazard, as an example, we're going to see the exact same thing. We are going to see that they've got the same dates. We've got, essentially, we've got sequential from each date. And that's lovely, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolutely lovely. Because what this means is they've clearly got a lot more of these. Like, that's the obvious conclusion. Because for many, many, many sets now, they have been doing a lottery. They are still doing a lottery, but now, all of a sudden, they are having 2 dates, which basically means we are going to print as much as we possibly can for the first date, but then we're going to keep printing, and then we're going to essentially print as much as we can for the second date. And you've got to be delighted about this. At least I'm delighted about this. This is a huge change and a very, very, very big deal. A very big deal indeed. Because what this means is they're just upping production. And this is what people have been asking for a while. Why don't Pokemon just print more products? Well, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but the fact that we've now got 2 different dates for when these are actually going to be sent out, that is proof that they're doing it, and that is wonderful. And I will say they're doing this for all of them. So, the gift set, the Snow Hazard and Clayburst gift set, the one, and I entered all 3 lotteries, obviously, but this is the one I really want to win. That is also being done on a sequential lottery, and there are also 2 dates for that one as well, which is a pretty big deal, quite frankly. And again, all these have the same dates. I'm not going to keep going through the same dates over and over again. There's no point, but I'll pop them up on the screen for you. And, even the Center Gyms, or Pokemon Center Gym set, whatever you want to call it, even that is getting these 2 dates. There's going to be a second run of them. Remember, this is a box where you get yourself a box of Clayburst and a box of Snow Hazard, and you get the Iono sleeves and deck box as well. So, obviously, of the 3 lotteries, if you can only win one of them, this is the one to win. But because you get yourself 1 box of each, there is a fantasy land where I get to win both of them, or 3 of them, and that's wonderful. I don't think it's terribly likely, unfortunately. But, would be nice, ladies and gentlemen. Would be nice. So this is a big change, and we love this. And there's actually been a bit of a change going on for starter decks for a while now. Just the starter decks. We're not there with boxes, unfortunately, but we are there with starter decks. Because one of the things they went and did was they put up the Pikachu EX starter deck, and they put it up made to order. This, incidentally, is the main version of the Pikachu EX deck. I know there is the one with a fluffy deck box and all of that. Unfortunately, not that one. That one was first come, first served, and it sold out quick, ladies and gentlemen. It sold out quick. But while I was on the train to Melbourne, I want to say, or train to London to go to Melbourne for the the Oceania International Championship. Be weird to have the European Internationals in Australia. I actually went and ordered the Pikachu EX box, and life was good. So that went up, and instead of being first come, first served and pretty gosh darn limited like the booster boxes have been for a while, you just put it up, and you might have to wait for a little while to actually get it delivered to you, and that's a little bit sad, but you at least get time to try and buy it, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But you see, they did this with the first lot of starter decks. The Fuecoco, Sprigatito, and Quaxley starter decks, with the EXs in. And here's what's really cool about that. they are now just available on the Pokemon Center Japan. I'm using the Fuecoco one as an example because I love him, but honestly, you could use any of them. They are all, as I record this video, they are all just in stock at the Pokemon Center Japan, and you can go and just very casually buy them. This is a very, very, very good thing, ladies and gentlemen. A very good thing indeed. Because time was, you had to enter a lottery to get the starter decks. I've entered starter deck lotteries over on the Pokemon Center Japan. And I've won some and I've lost some. And now we've got these starter decks which are actually being produced in such numbers that you don't have to enter a lottery. And you also can then just buy them a little bit later on. Now, I'm not saying the Pikachu will go up for sale like the EX starter decks have done, but I am saying it's kind of likely. That's my prediction, and let's be perfectly clear, it is nothing more than a prediction. We will have to wait and see. But everything we're seeing here is wonderful, wonderful news. No, this is not some guarantee that everything is going to be better in the next 5 minutes or anything stupid like that. What this is essentially proof that Pokemon are putting a lot of effort in and things are getting better. That Pokemon are working on improving things, and for starter decks, it's already gotten to the point where you can pick up the starter decks pretty casually from Japan. And like I say, I'm a big nerdy Japanese Pokemon card collector. You better believe I'm picking up those starter decks. I'm not just going after boxes to flip or anything stupid like that. I am going after the whole collection, basically. And the thing is, that's now better. And that's basically fixed, I'll be honest with you. At this stage, that's basically fixed. But better than that, booster boxes are getting better. Now, when I say getting better, I don't mean fixed. I mean getting better. Alright? And there is a very, very, very big difference between those two things. But it's a start, ladies and gentlemen. It is a really, really, really good start. Hopefully this carries on in the future, and we're going to see this over and over again with every new set that comes out. That's the dream. And hopefully this keeps getting better. And every time we have a new set, there's more and more stock. Pokemon are clearly, very clearly, upping production here. And all I can hope is that this keeps going on and keeps getting better and life is good. So there we go. That's my news, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's pretty gosh darn news, but I want to hear from you guys. Do you like this? Are you a fan of this? Is it too little? Is it too late? Or is it a pretty gosh darn good start? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. Oh, and get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Wafflos, who's been a supporter of ours for a while and is a very lovely person. So thank you to them for the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.